Ooh, it's gonna hit. What year model is this thing?
78 maybe?
78, D3.
I think it's a 78, yes, a D3.
We're about to see if this thing will crank or not. Well, we got stuff to make the battery go. That's not gonna be a problem. That's close enough to where you can squirt it with ether and sit in the seat and crank it at the same time.
Got those heat.
Got the glow plugs on it. Well, that'll help it crank then. Just got that. I wouldn't hit it with no ether though.
Well, I ain't real sure they work.
Okay.
We always do this, but it's one of them deals where it may or may not.
It may or may not. Okay.
Right.
So he ain't gonna hurt nothing anyhow.
No.
Yeah. Ooh, it's gonna hit. Yeah. Get a little bit more. Oh yeah, look at it. There we go. Y'all put some conditioner in that fuel last year, didn't you?
I need to put some
I've got some here. I'll give him a little shot of it. Put it in. Where's your fuel tank at? Take the cap off. So you got one roller on the other side leaking some oil out of it, the seal on it.
put a new cylinder on the front.
Yeah. It wouldn't stay tight. I like to hear these old things run. I don't think this machine's been run a lot. I don't think this thing's been run a lot over the years because the pedals are not wore in on it that bad. It's probably done more sitting than it has anything.
It has.
I mean, it. Where did this machine come from? Do you remember?
Coleman Robinson had it for years and years and years, probably 20 or 25 years, but then he bought it. I can't remember if he bought it from somebody or if he bought it at auction. I can't remember.
Well, it runs good. Hunter sent some pictures of it, but I didn't think it was quite in this good a shape. But I mean, it's in good shape. It's perfect for pushing lanes and stuff.
It's perfect for just to keep down here. And
yeah. But y'all was it already down here, or did y'all have to move it down here?
No, it's down here.
Okay.
They lived in that house.
Yeah, on top of the hill. And you see that oil running out of that back roller right there a little bit. They don't hold, but just a little bit of oil in them is all. And you can just watch it as it wears and the bearing starts to come apart on it. You can jack it up, take that roller and release the idler back on it, take that roller out and stick another one in there, because all it'll do is just a bearing will go out on that roller is all. You just replace it is all.
Well, we got Danny Cox, Mark Crew's supposed to haul it to his house. We're gonna get a little work done on it.
Yeah. You just crank it up and let it run every now and then like that, man. It'll stay up and stay good. Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
Boy, those motors right there are not cheap. Jay is working on one right now for a guy. I mean, he told me the cost on that thing, and it was just absolutely unbelievable how much that motor cost to build.
What's up, Jay?
Yeah. He's doing all right and everything. He's still not released yet. Take it and track it. Just track it out and track it back up under there where that oil will flow through it. Oh yeah. That thing's a perfect farm machine property like this right here, like they got. Ain't squeaking, ain't making no noise. Well, that back roller's, our bearing's already gone on it. You see it back there flopping around. And yeah, that's a good little machine. A 6-way blade on it. And perfect for a green field. Yeah. Yeah, that cylinder needs to be packed. All the idlers over here look good. They built this little shed. Well, it's sitting out, and they built this little shed right here, which is perfect for it to keep it out of the weather. Oh yeah. That cylinder just needs to be repacked is all. It's just that packing in that gland up there, that rod guide is blowed.
The first cylinder that was on there, they welded up.
Oh, really?
That's the reason we changed it.
Y'all had to change it.
Well, hard to find one.
What they probably had, the threads were probably gone on it, so they just it was shot in the end, so they just welded it. Now the thing about it is, like a cylinder like that right there, you can get Columbus rubber out there over the airbase hill. Yeah. They can actually build you a cylinder if they have to. Yeah. They can completely build it.
I built one on my tractor.
Now that idler roller right there it's completely gone. It's wobbling around. No, the one on the back, the very back one right there. It's got about 2 inches of play in it already.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it's just flopping around. It's still rolling, but it's flopping around.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When it gets it over, we just want to...
Yeah, y'all probably want to go ahead and replace that one there. The sprocket's still pretty fair on it.
It's not much wear on it.
Nah, it's got, you can tell they won't be, like the sprocket won't be as pointed. See how it comes to a distinct point? It'll be more rounded, yeah, when it's newer. But I mean, it's still got good bite on it, so that's okay. Like I said, yeah, like I said, I don't think it's got that many hours on it. All right, so here's all the information right there. You know, cosmetically, it's like Mr. Larry's skidder, man. It's still in great shape. I mean, it's not dented up. I can't stand to walk up to a piece of equipment, even an older one that's been used a lot, and it be beat all up. I mean, there's no sense in it. You know, one other thing, when you backed it up, I mean, it really ain't got no oil on the ground either, so that's a good thing too. The thing that gets me, like I was just saying, the older equipment, I can't stand to walk up to a piece of equipment that's just, even if it's older, be beat up real bad, you know, I mean, been abused. I can't stand that, because I mean, there's no sense in it. I mean, you can run this stuff 100 years and take care of it. Oftentimes, ones that are beat up real bad is ones that's had a lot of different operators on it, you know, and they don't care.
Out too for a small little Dozer.
Well, I mean, that thing's got more butt than what you think it does. I mean,
I've gotten a bunch of stone stuff with it.
Well, the thing about it is, even though a small machine like this, you just have to run a little bit different. You have to, it can do what a big machine will do. It just takes a little bit more time and a little bit more finesse, and you just can't take as big of a bite with it. You have to, you know, it's kind of like eating an elephant. You can't eat an elephant all in one time. You gotta take bites of it and just work your way through it. And that's the way that is with one of them. You can do a lot with it. It probably don't burn much fuel either, does it? I figured it did. Now, at least it got cranked and need to run a little bit. When I figured out, when I knew you were over here, I was like, well, I was looking for some old iron stuff to crank. Oh yeah. Hey, you can chop it off. You can cut it off, man, if you want to. That's pretty good, dude. You got the key off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's ready to work right there. All the rollers on this side were good on it.
That's the one where we had to replace that cylinder in there.
Yeah. So y'all actually had to put the whole tensioner cylinder in here then? Yeah. That's not surprising.
That's a job too.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to break the tracks on it to do that. And see, these are Burco tracks, these are Burco's rails and stuff that are on it right here. So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I was going to say this might be the same undercarriage, but I don't think. Because looking at that, judging by that front idler up there, it still looks pretty dang new, other than the paint going off the sides of it. Because when you look at this idler right here, it's got, you can tell it's got a good bit of wear on it. And those rails right there, I don't think those rails are too old either. I believe those rails are, what they probably done was they probably replaced the rails and the front idlers on it. Still got the same sprockets on it. I bet that's been done. Because, you know, unless you're like and this is going to be the same way. Unless you're like a landscaper or like doing a lot of finish work, these dozers like this are not going to be run every day, all day long. And just for most people around here, you see them like this that's not going to be the case. Just kind of run and part, probably set more than what they run. But man, all y'all got to do is just get this cylinder packed up here. Because, I mean, there's no oil on the ground at all.
No, we got to get that repacked, and then the steering, the pedals will go all the way to the floor. On the left side, it's hard to. So that's the main reason we're taking it to him. Is get that.
I thought about that when you went to move it. I thought, you know, Dozers are real funny sometimes, especially the older ones. I thought, just don't spin real quick. No, knock this building down right quick right here, you know.
Oh, that's where you know it's crazy. I should have built the building 2 foot bigger.
Yeah, you need a little bit more span on it. That's
served the purpose of
it. Yeah. Good stuff. It was a lot of fun meeting up with Dean this morning. I didn't hunt this morning. I hunted all day yesterday and yesterday morning I believe it was 9 deer yesterday morning, and yesterday afternoon I seen over 40 deer yesterday afternoon. I was hunting in a real good spot that we got, and didn't see any bucks though. The bucks are kind of really holding tight the last couple of days, and I've gotten to where I use the cameras so much, the coverts, their cellular cameras. They send the pictures to me, and I've got 7 of them now. And I hunt distinctly by them is what I do. There's, you know, if they're not seeing anything, there's no need in me going to certain places. It speeds things up a lot for me. But so Dean was hunting this morning, and he was over where this Dozer was, and I texted him. I said, "Have you cranked this Dozer up recently?" He said, "No, it's been a little while." I was like, "I'll be over there in a minute," because it's just like a mile from my house right here. So I buzzed on over there, met him when he got down out of the stand this morning and cranked that thing up. So now I'm racking my brain everywhere I can think of. There's so much of this old iron around us now, and people like those videos so much and the history behind them that I'm just going to, you know, hit that stuff as much as I can, because it makes some good videos, and it's cool to get to see that stuff like that and see it crank and run and what have you. But so fixing to get to see some of the merchandise. Jill and I had a ton of orders come in yesterday. We packaged stuff up yesterday when I came home at lunch yesterday. We packaged stuff up, and then last night we packaged more stuff up. So if you're interested in any of that stuff like that, go to cottontop3.com. It's all there: hats, t-shirts, stickers, the whole 9 yards. I do things a lot different than what some YouTubers do. I don't have no Patreon. I don't beg for no money. If I can't do it the old-fashioned way and earn it, dang it, I just ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? And because I seen a YouTuber the other day that I looked at, brand new, getting out of the box, and was asking for money. Had a PayPal me thing there on their About Me page, and I'm like, come on, dude, really, man, come on, get real. So anyhow, that's just my thoughts about it and the way I feel about it, and that's just how I feel about it. So If you didn't see yesterday's video with Mr. Larry and his 51-year-old John Deere 440 skidder that he bought new and still has that machine 51 years later, you are missing a real treat. You need to go and watch that video. Click on Saturday's video. Watch it. It is a jam up, fantastic video. So much history in that video. It is absolutely nuts. And I'm going to be getting together. He's in a bunch of my videos. He lives here now. He's been in probably a dozen or more of my videos. And I'm going to get with him and we're going to do some chainsawing and cutting some trees down. He still does all his hand felling. And he and I are just going to sit down and run saws and cut and talk. And I think it will be a very good video. He also fools with a lot of firewood. And he has a lot of homemade equipment that he uses to fool with the firewood. He actually wraps and bundles it in these little campfire bundles sometimes too. And he has a homemade wrapper that he made to wrap that stuff with. It's actually very cool. And so I'm gonna put that in front of y'all. So I'm gonna hammer it on out the rest of this month, big time, as much as I can, because I'm on a massive roll right now. I just need to hit 100,000 subscribers. I don't ask for people to subscribe, just every now and then I will, but I'm really close to it. I'm 97,000 and some change right now. And so if you enjoy my stuff, I'd appreciate it, man. If you'd click that daggone button and get it subscribed. Let's get on over 100,000 and get this done. I'm going to put together a prize package, or two prize packages for everybody that's made orders since October all the way through about the 20th of December. And I'm going to draw from 2 people from all those orders. And you're going to get 2 prize packages for that comes through my site. And everybody that makes orders right now, you're getting some extra stuff, be it some Husqvarna merchandise or something like that. And so hope y'all all have a great Sunday. And remember, CottonTop3.com. We'll catch y'all later. Later, Tigers. So this is kind of weird to lay all this stuff out and look at it here that I've got now. I've been in the merchandise business since 2017. And here's what I got. All these are Gildan shirts right here. Very high quality. You can wash them and wash and wash them. The logo will not come off. It's actually embedded into the threads right there. But this is the orange right here, and all of them have this is the back. The front have a logo on the right side, on the left side, on the like where your left pocket would be right there, smaller logo. But this is the back. Got the orange, fluorescent orange. You can use it for deer hunting too, for your orange. And then we got the blue right here, same thing. All of them's the same. We got the pink, we got the red, and we got a green right there. And then we got a tan.